Hey there, Foxy Gamers! Welcome back to the Stardew Valley Min-Max playthrough. Let's see what our weather is going to be tomorrow. Sunny. Okay, so it's not going to be a day to drop off our watering can, which honestly is actually pretty good because we don't have the money or the copper right now. I do want to keep an eye, though, on the weather for each day because if we do manage to have copper and 2,000 gold, then we want to go drop off the watering can so that we can upgrade it and not have to use as much energy or time every day. I'm going to water our crops and we'll just keep this furnace going right now with as many copper bars as we can. So I don't know if any of you follow in the comments on these videos, but Bob and I have been doing a lot of theory crafting with how I should go about continuing spring right now. And my goal is to buy at least 100 strawberries, and then we're going to plant those. And sadly, I failed at getting our green beans planted, so we're not going to be able to get the speed grow in time for getting that extra strawberry harvest on 20 of our strawberries. However, I could spend money on speed grow, but it's 100 gold per speed grow, and it's 100 gold per strawberry seed. The speed grow would allow us to get one more harvest out of each strawberry, but if we bought more seeds, then we could get 2 harvests out of each strawberry. But then we have a lot more to water, so I haven't quite decided what we're gonna do with that for now. I guess it'll partially depend on how much gold we have by day 12. But for now, the plan is to just have enough money to buy 100 strawberry seeds. So there's really not a whole lot to say about our strategy at this time. I am going to the beach to buy some bait from Willie because I'm not sure we're gonna have enough bait to last us for the next couple of days. But other than that, I don't want to have a lot of money in my wallet because this way we can pass out as many times as possible whenever we go fishing. You do want to pay attention though to what your XP is for all of your skills, because if you pass out but you haven't skilled up that day, then you're going to start the next day at very low energy, and that can be problematic when you are watering everything by hand early on in the game. But at this point, it is pretty much just water your crops and go fishing. At least on day 7. On day 8, you'll get your pickaxe back, and it will either be some more fishing or going down into the mines. If you're really concerned about luck and not wanting to go to the mines on an unlucky day, then you can choose to go fishing at the mountain lake. Or if it's raining, you absolutely, positively must go to the lake in the forest to get catfish, because that is hands down the best way to make money at this point in the year. But I don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to have rainy days. We will find out. I tend to go down into the mines even if we have a bad luck day, if it's not raining, because I'm so bad at getting through the mines efficiently that I kind of need as many days as I can possibly have to get down to level 80 for gold. And I just don't think that if we have a few days in a row of bad luck and I choose to not go to the mines, I don't know how I'm going to manage to get down there in time enough to be able to make sprinklers once we have level 6 farming. Don't forget, if you're lucky enough to have some bubbles in range of where you're fishing, to try and go for those so you can get a bunch more fish, as long as it's not 1 square away from the shore, because otherwise it's gonna take a lot for those fish to make up for your long casts if you have high level fishing. But one tip that you may or may not know is if there's a square where the bubbles are at and it's not within a straight line of anywhere that you can stand, after you throw your cast, you can actually hold down a directional key like A or D to sort of control the direction that your cast is going to land. And that's a pretty cool thing that I actually didn't know about until fairly recently, because I was always wondering how you were supposed to reach those bubbles sometimes. Granted, you will see occasionally that the bubbles actually will end up somewhere that is impossible. Like, I've been down at the ocean where I'll see bubbles like 10 squares away, and I'm like, cool, there's no way I could possibly reach that. Thanks a lot, Bubbles, for torturing me. I don't really have a lot more tips for you for day number 7. It's basically just water all your crops and fish away. So as I was thinking while fishing today, I was wondering if maybe, even if you don't skill up, if it might be worth it to continue fishing till 2 a.m. anyway and pass out, because the energy loss that you have is probably going to be equivalent to about 2 iridium chubs. And if you gain an hour and a half of fishing because you choose not to go back to your farm at night, it might actually be worth it to sacrifice the energy loss. Granted, you could have some really bad luck and just get a bunch of carps, and then it might not be worth it. But if you're willing to take the risk, I say give it a go. Okay, so we still aren't going to have a rainy day on day number 9. And what do the fortunes say? Oh, they're very happy, so we're definitely going down into the mines today. Like I said, I probably would have chosen to do so anyway, but that just basically seals the deal right there. Oh my gosh, we're already running out of space in here. I should probably plant these rice shoots. Let's see. Takes 8 days, grows faster if planted near a body of water. I do want to plant them just for the additional farming that I'm going to get with it, but I don't know if I want to spend a portion of my good luck day doing that. I might wait until we have a bad luck day before we plant that rice. And 6 days from now, I know we're not going to have level 6 farming by day 13, regardless of whether or not we plant those rice shoots, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But for now, we're just going to do our daily watering. I realized that I had not yet taken the time to make a scarecrow, so make sure you do that too before you have regrets. Speaking of regrets, I probably should not have actually taken the gold from that quest. I should have left it there in the quest log because I am intending on passing out in the mines today. But I guess it'll probably be worth the loss of 10 gold in order to spend more time in the mines. So it's not the end of the world. Make sure that you grab all the food you're going to need in the mines with you, if you didn't leave it there, and go get your pickaxe. I also decided to bring the furnace with me as the initial need for smelting copper bar during the day on the farm is over, so this way I can have the furnace with me in the mines and I can drop stuff off in there and start smelting it as we get it. And if you're wondering, the answer is yes. You are allowed to criticize me for all of the terrible pathing that I am choosing to do, because as I'm doing it, I'm realizing there would have been faster ways for me to walk than where I chose to go. Unfortunately, I still don't have level 2 mining, so I'm not going to be able to skip any monster levels, so let's hope that we don't encounter any. Also, it's really annoying that the first level I go to happens to be extremely dark, and we don't have any torches or a glow ring or anything. Fortunately, I can see somewhat okay here, but by the time we get down to level 30, we're definitely either going to want to have a torch or a glow ring. Is that a staircase? See? Oh boy. Alright, what do we need for the torch? 1 wood and 2 sap. Yep, we definitely don't have any of that, so we're just gonna have to deal for now. If this happens to you, the best thing to do is to try and get all the rocks in the lit area where you can actually see first, and then if you don't find a staircase in those areas, I guess the best way is to just, every rock that you break, try to run into that spot where you broke it and see if there is a staircase there or not. Same with when you kill enemies. Aha! That wasn't too terrible. Now let's see, this level I don't think is gonna have any coal because I believe we already got this. Yes, we did. So you can only get the coal from these levels once. But that's okay, we still need to go down there for the staircase anyway. Man. Staircase already, but I don't even want it yet. I want to get all these goodies first. I also like to kill the little bugs that are like the one-hit guys because that way it will allow me to make some more fish bait. Okay, let's see here. There is a torch. I don't know if I want to pick this up right now. I think maybe sacrificing the fiber. Oh. Actually, I'm kind of dumb. I probably should have eaten this chub first. And then I could have gotten the torch. But, as it turns out, I want to pick up this quartz anyway. So that'll work out just fine. Unless you have an upgraded weapon, definitely try to run by all the enemies besides the one-hit bugs. Because it's just not worth the time trying to kill all of those enemies. Again, unless your level is really small and there's just like 1 or 2 enemies on it, then that's probably a smart thing to do to increase your chances of a staircase. But on the big levels with lots of enemies, it's generally not going to be worth it. At this point, I think I have enough copper bars that I'm going to make another furnace so that we can start smelting things more quickly once we get down into iron. The flying bugs are pretty hard to avoid, and they're super annoying, plus their sound effects are obnoxious, so those are generally the ones that I am going to take the time to kill. At this point, I'm less concerned with picking stuff up in the mines and probably less concerned with grabbing copper, and I'm paying more attention to trying to get down as far into the mines as we can. The one exception to that rule, for me personally, is the spiral level, because there's just such a good chance that there's going to be some type of weapon in those crates at the end of level 19 that I just can't help but go all the way to the center, even if I find a staircase. That may be a mistake, but I know that I'm personally going to forget that I didn't actually go to the center, and so I'm not going to come back to it at a later time. Unfortunately, I was not that lucky, so it may have been a waste of time for me after all, but that's what happens when you leave things up to luck. Gotta take chances or else you're not living, you know? So I got super duper lucky and got down to level 25 just in the nick of time before I passed out. But you've probably honestly gotten farther than that than me because, as I said, I'm actually really bad at doing the mines. Oh man, we got a crop fairy, guys. Now that is a level of RNG you definitely can't expect for your game. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen because that's not fair. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode of our min-max playthrough. I hope you guys are finding this useful. And I welcome any sort of theory crafting that you have or any sort of feedback or questions. Feel free to say anything at all down in the comments below. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And until next time, stay foxy.